Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 244 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we have a really great condo that is on Cedar Springs in the heart of Oak Lawn.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about curb appeal for your house in the fall.
Lots of great information. It has finally, I feel like summer is beginning to step out of the 108s, which is wonderful. It'll be interesting to see if we get some rain here in the very near future. We definitely could use that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It is in the second segment, lots of great information for you, kind of getting your head around what is going to happen next in that yard, because it actually is time to get thinking about that.
Yeah,
You've already had your sprinkler guy out here twice now, I think.
Yeah, he's already come out and he finished everything last night, and so it's ready to go. I've got to get up on the roof. We'll talk about it in the second segment, but
You're about to do the whole second segment right here, aren't you? Well,
so let's talk about the home today. The home that we're going to mention or describe or talk about is 4777 Cedar Springs Road, and this is unit number 7D. It's in a really convenient location right off of, basically off the Cedar Springs and the tollway.
so this is, and if you're commuting and you need to go up up the toll road, or actually jump over and get Central, this is a really easy, clean shot by using Wycliffe. Getting into downtown is super easy as well. Left field can't be much easier than this.
Straight shot.
Probably 5 minutes at the max gets you there, and then also jump on 183 or 35 to 183 gets you over to DFW on the south entrance. Super easy and great. One of the things that most people don't know about this neighborhood is that if you are a pet lover, this is one of the few properties that has its own private 2.2 acre park there on site. And it is one of the best places to actually go. Take your dogs. They can really get their run on this one.
They really can. I guess last of all, from a convenience perspective, these are really close to the medical district. And if you work at Parkland, if you are a UT Southwestern student, if you do anything associated with that medical district, this is a great place for you. It's affordable, it's convenient, and it is in great condition.
And one of the things that a lot of people enjoy, especially those that are into history, there is the 6th floor museum at Dealey Plaza. This is a really great museum. It was actually the former Texas School Book Depository. This is actually where the shooter for the JFK incident took place. Lots of great information, interactive, actually has an interesting view. If you're on the actual highway right there, there is an X actually where the actual shot was taken.
And just right around the corner from that is the Dallas World Aquarium. This is another great, I'm going to call it a museum aquarium. It is not just an aquarium. That's the kind of the weird thing about the name, is they've got a lot of birds, monkeys, everything you're seeing on the screen. And it's really just a very diverse offering of animals. So if you want to walk under a huge glass aquarium, this is the place you get to do it.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, this is actually the season when things begin to cool off. And one of the great things to do is to go and explore Clyde Warren Park. Clyde Warren Park actually covers a portion of Woodall Rogers, and I think it was one of the first in the nation. It has become very popular in other large cities and is being replicated not only in those, but also in South Dallas. This is a great place to be able to go. There's lots of fun things to do, whether it's yoga in the park, there's a water feature. There's also a really great, they already have upgraded the children's sections. And if you're going there during lunch or for an early dinner, they have really great food trucks all the way around.
Yeah, we used to do that quite a bit at lunch.
And one of my favorite things is, and it'll be interesting to see, is they have a Fletcher's Corny Dog food truck down there. But will the Fletcher's Corny Dog stay there during the state fair? You bet that over under.
Interesting.
Because I think they're going to have to yank it. I think it'll be gone.
I don't.
You don't? You think it'll stay?
I think it will, because it's a...
Zach just nodded. He thinks it's going to stay too.
I mean, it's not, I don't think that food truck is going to be considered a draw away from the fair.
All right.
So, who knows?
Stay tuned. We're going to find out. Because
We're going to find out.
I love Fletcher Corny Dogs. And I will tell you this much right now. I had to actually put that to the test if Fletcher's was really that great one year. And I was like, oh, what's the deal? They're all the same. And I ate the first one, and then I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I ate the Fletcher's. I was like, game changer.
It's different.
So good.
Definitely different.
So, kudos. This is not a paid advertisement for Fletcher, so just know that. We just love to eat them.
So let's talk about our home today. This is, again, 4777 Cedar Springs Road. This is at the Parkside Cedar Springs condominium project. These were built in the 80s, and then they were converted from apartments to condominiums starting in 2005, 2006, and 2007.
And one of the great things about this unit right here is once you come up a few steps onto this unit, there are no stairs in this one. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, as Jeff said, and it has a really great warm flooring here. This flooring is really important because it's not hodgepodge together. It is consistent throughout and really creates a seamless look. It's an open floor plan as well, as you can see here, with its own private balcony and also a little step-out storage as well. And when you turn around and look back into the unit, you see right here how it goes right into a dining room. One of the great things is that the dining room isn't important to you. This is a really cool little flex space that you can use for a second seating area.
It really is, and there's travertine has been used very well through here. They've got granite countertops. They have the light wood shaker style cabinetry in the kitchen, stainless steel appliances. I love that little serving bar there. And the dining, you've got great space for this rectangular dining table.
And the paint on this one is a super neutral paint, which actually flows all the way into the kitchen, as you can see here. One of the great things is they've done a smart job by putting the microwave above the oven, so it gives you all the countertop space. A lot of times what happens in some of these smaller condos is that there's not enough countertop space, and from these 4 pictures that you just saw, there's enough counter space for everything. One of the great things too is that it has a full-size fridge and a dishwasher. I know that that's something we all expect, but in other parts of the U.S., a dishwasher is a true luxury. So if you're coming in, that's a great thing for you.
And I wasn't sure if you were like, I don't know. Anyway, master bedroom at the end of the hall.
There we go, master bedroom. Now, one of the reasons this is, I want to point out, this has great window space on this one. A lot of times condos get a little more cave-like, and this doesn't. This also has the master bathroom ensuite, and we're going to see also that the secondary bedroom bathroom is also ensuite.
And I like this floor plan because it's got the double sinks in there. This is really a home big enough for 2 people to live in. It's whether it's roommates or whatever, it is a really good sized room. This is the second room, which is also on that end of the condominium. You've got really great window light there. This is the patio, which also every one of those have their own small private patio with outdoor storage.
So as we also discussed, this is this 2.2 acre park. Now it's really beautiful, lots of trees. It also has a creek. If you have a lab, be mindful of that. And then pool, a really large pool for an area. That building in the foreground is also the clubhouse there. So lots of seating around the deck that actually overlooks the park as well.
And this pool really gets used, which is, a lot of condo complexes don't.
That's right.
But it's 4777 Cedar Springs, number 7D. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 assigned parking places in the garage, built in 1984, right at 1,000 square feet, priced at $239,500, which is $239.50 a square foot.
Yeah, so if you would like to see more information about this property, there's going to be a link in the comments. Click on that. It'll let you see everything, other photos that we didn't use, and you can zoom in and out on that map. Also, you can share it with your friends and family, and if it's something you want to see, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. And it's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi everybody, welcome to the second segment of Sold with Updike Pugh, episode 229. I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh. Today we thought we would talk a little bit about why real estate is still considered the best long-term investment.
So what's number one?
Well, let's jump right in there. Potential for appreciation. And this is something that if you've been in the Dallas market in the last, 5 years, but especially in the last 24 months, you know a lot about right now. It has appreciated so much faster that there were times when people were saying that the amount of money that they could make on selling their house was equivalent or greater than an entire year's income. And that is a lot of money.
It is. And I feel like I've lived here since the 80s, and I feel like our cost of home ownership and rent we were so spoiled for so long.
Yep.
And, our city became a much more mature city, let's say from 2000 to 2005. And then, the economy tanked 2007 to 2012. We saw what happened there. But man, we hit 2012 and it was like, it's not only making up for that, the 12% things went down during the recession, but it just took off like a rocket to even itself out with every other market out there.
And I feel like we have so many buyers from other states that are coming here and headquarters that are relocating their clients or their home offices, that it has really changed the landscape, both good and bad. I think the toughest thing that we see is traffic. I think that's something that we're all kind of getting used to. One of the other reasons that real estate is such a strong asset is because it can create rental income. And this is a really great way to create a passive form of income, especially if you're moving into that retirement age. Buying today is a really great thing to do, especially in 30 years when someone's paid your mortgage off.
I never have anybody that I've ever talked to that has said, "Oh my God, I wish I had sold that 30 years ago." It's it's always the other way of, "Oh God, why didn't I hold on to that another 5 years?"
So I do want to add that I think that there are a lot of videos, influencers, or whatever they are, that make it sound like rental income is so simple, and that it's just 1, 2, 3, and you pull equity out of your house, and you just fly in, and you make an offer, and it's just done, wham, bam, and you're just set for life. It is not like that.
It is not. There needs to be some thought into it. You need to have a plan. You need to know what number one, if you're financing, you need to know where's the down payment coming from, because on investment property, it is a higher down payment.
Right.
And you also need to know that you can qualify for that, because if you don't have history of rental income, the mortgage company is not going to give you credit for potential rental income on that property.
So it can be done, but I would
Absolutely.
say that it needs to be done with realistic expectations and professional guidance. Two huge things.
And the next thing is the diversification that this can give you across your portfolios. Let's say that you are into the bond market, you are into the stock market, or you're into, buying air rights, or you're buying water, or whatever it is. Real estate is a really good way to diversify and stabilize your investments. Stock market's very volatile.
Correct.
We know that the price of oil is very volatile. Real estate does not have the volatility of many of that. And while all of those are really good investments over time, real estate is one of those that's going to many times give you a better return over the course of 30 years than practically any of the other.
And if you're like some of our clients who are extremely handy, real estate is a great way for you to take and combine both your hobbies and your pastime and knowledge into an asset, because I don't think that anything that you would do with your Apple stock would make it worth more. But when we have clients that redo the bathrooms, that make the roof brand new, these are elements that actually do add value. And so it is a really good way for you to control that diversification as well.
And it has the tax advantages, which is our next point. The tax advantages on this are probably not what they were 20 years ago, but they are still really good. It is an investment that is treated much like a small company for you, because you do get to take your income and subtract away what your expenses were for operating that property, and then the money that you make at the end of the year is taxed on a little bit different scale than everything else. But the cool thing is you've got somebody that's renting that property and is eventually going to pay that off for you.
That is what I love about the rental properties that we have. I think that's great. And the last thing I want to talk about is the inflation hedge. And this is I think when you and I were kind of fleshing out this concept that we were talking about today, one of the things is I said, well, it's kind of like fixed income and you're stuck. And like, let's not use the word stuck. So it's more like there's a fixed. So you are buying at today's prices, and then your rent or your expenses or your income go up, and therefore you don't have as much of expenses.
Yeah, the largest portion of your expenses in your household is going to be, if you pay cash for it, it's going to be that initial investment, or it's going to be your monthly payment on whatever type of mortgage you have. And as long as you're on a fixed rate mortgage,
right,
then that portion of the component is always going to stay the same for whatever the term of your mortgage, the 15 or the 30 years. Your property taxes potentially go up some, your insurance costs potentially go up some, your maintenance costs go up some. But at the end of the day, that largest chunk of that, which is your principal and interest, is always going to be the same for the term of your mortgage.
And you know what we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about the fact that the equity that you build up inside of the house can allow you to withdraw that and use that as a down payment on the next property.
That is correct.
So there are ways for you to link these together and make a lot of strong decisions to diversify your portfolio.
So we hope you found that helpful. If there's any other information you want about this topic, or if there's any other topics that you'd like us to cover, please reach out. We'll be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.